great to see you all three again. There will be no trouble today here from me because I've seen what happens when you three get together. Wow. This movie is just incredible. How much of a thrill was it to play these roles?
I love playing Maleficent. I think she's my alter ego, and she's just fun. It's just, you know what it is? It's fun to play. It's fun to play, period. And sometimes as actors we forget that, and we take it very. We forget to just create and have fun and hope the audience has fun with us. But then when you get a chance to play a character, for myself, speaking about Maleficent, someone who is just, she can't help but be so completely. In full. She just couldn't help it. She has to laugh. She laughs big. She loves big. She attacks big, and she's a little manic and fun. She's fun.
But as I'm watching the movie, you wearing the costumes, I mean, it just must have been a thrill to be dressed up. I mean, this is an exciting movie.
Yes, yeah.
You know, it looks amazing, but it's challenging to wear. I mean, mine was because I think it was designed
Your crown
to
was
look
so
like
heavy.
armor, kind of. It's gorgeous, but at the same time, it's, you know, but it, and I guess you do get used to them, you know, over time. But I loved playing this character because it's always fun to play someone who has villainous tendencies. So I'm not going to say she's a villain because I don't believe in that. But I think the challenge is to find the complexity and to find the humanity, and because it's not really very interesting just to watch somebody, you know, being bad all the time.
I think I know the answer to this question, but who took the longest? I'm looking at you to get ready. No, because of the complexity of the costume.
I think it was me.
Really?
I think
It was my second film, so ours are kind of,
Yeah.
my makeup's down to a science.
Really?
It's pretty. I'm in and out in like what, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hair was
everything.
really complicated. The hairdos.
How heavy are the crowns?
Well,
Oh.
see,
I almost got
Well, this is
injured
what's
with one
funny.
of
So
my
the difference of the first and second movie, we should have talked.
Eye out.
The first movie, I broke 2 sets of horns because I get my heels on, I get my things, and then I go through a
right.
door and
Right.
I'll knock a horn off or something. So now I got them so they're
Velcro.
Magnetic.
no, they're magnetic, so I can pop them off, and I look like a little bear walking around. You know what I mean? And yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
get that memo, so you
No,
ended up
I didn't
with
get
all
the memo. Yeah.
the heavy stuff.
Mine is
Yeah.
pretty
Next
simple. I
time
guess.
you'll have the alt crown.
I did
It's-
have one of my crowns, that little one that would sit right here that looked kind of like a wedding cake. I had a stunt to do, and I had to go upside down, and it came loose, and it like banged me in the head.
Oops.
danger.
Danger.
Hazard.
Yeah.
That would have been such a strange
Hazard
way
pay.
to have.
Well, Halloween's coming up, and we're going to go down the line, and I want to know what your favorite Halloween candy is.
Oh, the candy corns.
Really?
Yes!
Yes.
Oh,
candy corn. I
God,
could eat it all
I
day
hate
long.
those.
Candy
Wow.
corns. Candy corns. Yeah.
Are you serious? My mom can't stand them. I love
I
them.
don't like them
Love
either.
them.
Really, I love, and you can only get them this time of year. Maybe that makes it exclusive.
Yeah.
Because during the year, you really can't find candy corn.
What's yours?
Interesting. I love Starburst and Tootsie Rolls.
I think it's it's because
I
the
always
candy
feel like
corns are
that's-
specific to
Yeah, to
Halloween.
Halloween.
So you look
Yeah.
forward to them.
Yeah. Like the little for Easter, what are the little
Peeps.
Yes, I love the
Peeps.
peeps.
There's another one you can't
Peeps.
find
I
throughout
like
the
peeps.
entire year. Great to meet you.
You too.
And my friend, it is good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Wow, what a film. Is it just an adrenaline rush to do a movie like this? I mean, it's fantasy, the visuals are stunning. I love the score, the music. I know you don't hear that while you're acting it out. Well, I hear the violins, I better act like this.
Yeah.
But do you get an adrenaline rush by playing these characters?
Of course. I mean, you imagine the days on set with. I can't speak too much about it because I'm going to give spoilers away. But when there's lots of us on set together, and we have these dynamic interactions, we could say. This is.
He's good.
This is.
Let's
this
say dynamic interactions.
this is everything that I enjoy in my low budget independent cinema world. The meeting of minds, the locking of horns, either metaphorical or in this case physical, the nuanced and interesting dialogue. This was everything that I love in cinema full stop, but then brought onto this grand scale in this Disney world, and with all of this, the physicality from it, even just sitting here talking back about it makes me think, wow, we really had everything that I sort of love from everything that I love about acting. We were able to explore in this movie. So.
Have you all seen the final version? It's just stunning. But when you're in costume, again, no spoilers. Great catch, by the way, because I know where you were going to go, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But it's really tough with movies like this. But when you're in full character, costume, makeup, what do you feel? Is it just? Do you feel like powerful? I know we're acting, but is it a powerful? Do you get like I'm getting chills talking to you about this. I know what you all look like in your characters. Do you get that? Do you feel that as you act that out?
Yeah, I think it does feel powerful, actually. It feels powerful, and it feels kind of rooted, and because these characters as well are so sort of challenged in their own way and are fraught and have these complications, that you feel all of that tension. And I suppose because with the horns and the look and the wings and the kind of, there's something sort of wild about these characters, sort of feral and intense, but then also there's this kind of military discipline and this kind of community spirit, something that they're kind of fighting for and connected to, and this sort of tribe and their togetherness. So it's all balanced, but it does feel powerful and engaged and endlessly fascinating. Really interesting parts to play and relationships to explore.
When you see Angelina Jolie as Maleficent and she comes on set, what is that like? I mean,
I did wonder what reaction I would have, genuinely, right? I am not someone who's intimidated by human beings, including actors.
Just lions.
Puppies.
Puppies and
That's so
kittens.
true. No.
That just is, but okay, but.
But, so it's something that serves me well in this industry is, I'm not kind of intimidated by the prospect of people. I'll meet human beings as they are and take them as they are. I did wonder whether she would be the exception. And I remember kind of saying to my missus, I wonder if I'm going to kind of feel intimidated in any way. But she's so lovely and she's so disarming. As soon as I stepped out, it was just a wonderful, natural human connection and business as usual, as well as something really profound. She's such a safe pair of hands to be in when you're talking about being in the world of Maleficent. She's the dream captain of the ship and a producer, lead actress, and dynamic, phenomenal woman that I was able to learn so much from.
Great to meet you both.
Nice to
What is it like to work on a film like this? I mean, on the screen, visually, this thing is just beautiful. I mean, there's so many things that are going on. But when you're on set, you're looking around, people are in costume, you're in costume. What is that feeling like?
Silly, isn't it, in some ways? I mean, there's a lot less blue screen than you imagine, so a lot of it's really there. So it's incredibly impressive to walk on set with, in some moments, up to 400 extras, different creatures in all these elaborate costumes. It's exciting.
You kind of forget it's orchestrated as well. You kind of forget this is all like organised.
Yeah.
Sort of chaos.
My son came to visit on one of these days, and he's 5. It blew his mind. He's now very confused as to what it is I do for a living, like just messing around with knights and fairies and.
You know what? Ride that train as long as you can. Yeah, that's what I do every day.
Yeah.
But when you see Angelina Jolie and she comes on set and she's in full character as Maleficent, what is that like to see?
The first time I had it on the very first movie, we had a scene together, and I'd not seen her in costume yet, and it was my first scene in a big studio picture, and it was terrifying. It was daunting.
Yeah.
Because she looks incredible. You don't see, even in the flesh, you don't see where one thing starts and the other one doesn't. The fangs look real, the cheekbones, the contacts, the horns. It's impressive.
Did you guys, I mean, we know the story of Sleeping Beauty. What this did for me, even like the first movie, I actually went back and realized how complex this story is, how many characters there are. you guys knew obviously the original story, but as you play these characters, was there any research involved as far as like what kind of direction you wanted to take these characters?
Well, I had to do an Irish accent, in case there's any doubt of what that is. I'm trying to do there. And in the first movie, I did, Disney did arrange me to meet and spend time with ravens and things. I worked with a movement coach to see if we could incorporate, because that's the sort of actor I am. It's method, even when it's Disney.
No, that's
I go deep.
You have to go authentic because it really is a complex story. When I was, I'm a Disney freak. I love everything Disney, but I did not realize how complex. This is like a reality show, this family and all the characters and everybody that's around it. I mean, there is a lot going on with Sleeping Beauty. And of course, Maleficent is one aspect of the whole story.
I think it's kind of like, the movie with Sidney Poitier and Spencer Tracy and Catherine Hepburn. Was it Look Who's Coming to Dinner or Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? It's kind of like that scene at the banquet where you have these two different types of species in this sense coming together at a meal and this awkwardness across the table. It was really amazing to witness.
Great. All right, Halloween's coming up, and maybe you know Halloween. I know that I've asked this question sometimes across the pond, and like, Halloween, what? But you know that we love candy around Halloween. So I'm just curious, do you have a go-to candy? Do you have a favorite Halloween candy? The girls, I'll tell you right now, Angelina, everybody voted for candy corn. Have you ever had candy corn?
It's not that
I
big
don't really
in the
know
UK.
candy corn.
Right.
I don't really know what that is,
I
I just
in
like
Germany,
a
they all eat Haribo.
Haribo, just good chocolate bar,
Well, then I taught you something here today. Find candy corn. It's only around this time of year you can find it. Try it and see what you think.
Right.
Yeah.
It's either you either like it a lot or you don't like it at all.
I'll give it a go.
Man, what a job. Fantastic work, sir. I know
Thank
you're
you.
used to big movies, big sequels, Pirates 5, of course, which was another great film. But is there pressure to, you're giving me that grin because there is pressure to deliver.
Always. I mean, on any movie, there's pressure. You want to make the best piece of art you can, because that's what it is at the end of the day. And I come from independent movies. I started out making movies in Norway, and so I've only done the big ones.
You have. I was going to say you've done some pretty big. You've worked with some. We'll get to that in a second with the actors you've worked with. But the movie is one of the most anticipated this fall. Obviously, the first one doing as well as it did, and then now we've got more of the story. Seemed like you had more toys to play with on this one, as far as the visuals.
I think that it was. What I love about this, kind of movies is that you're able to create worlds in them. That said, for me, at the end of the day, it is still about the emotional core and making that relatable to an audience, because you can have all of this spectacle and all of that, and if you don't have the emotional core or the characters, it doesn't matter. But yes, it is fun, and it is supposed to be fun. And it is a long process, and it's complex. It's a lot of moving parts, and all of that. And parts gave me an experience, that I could bring on to this one.
Yeah, we go back to working with Johnny Depp. I've interviewed him a couple times. I love that guy.
Yeah,
and now you've got Angelina Jolie, Michelle Pfeiffer. You've got Elle Fanning, Chiwetel. You've got what a cast. How do you assemble a troupe like that? How do you, when you look around, are you even kind of in awe? You're the director, and you're looking around, look at these names that are working on this film. Do you sometimes go, wow, this is kind of cool?
I'm happy they called me.
Okay.
No, it is amazing. And of course, Angelina Jolie created this amazingly iconic character, and she took it to the next level. So there's not that much for me really to do there when we're talking. The same with Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow. They've pretty much got this character, already, pretty good. So yes, it is amazing as a director to sit behind a monitor or to be on set, and you see Michelle Pfeiffer, Elle Fanning, Angelina Jolie, and they're all going at it, and it's probably those moments that comes close to the magic,
Yes, of why you got into this to begin with.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to talk about a character that is not seen on the movie that I just love. I'm a former radio guy, so you know where I'm going with this one. The music, the score.
Yeah.
Tell me about the process of selecting the right music for this, because there are scenes with the fairies and in the
Yeah.
woods and things like that. It's just perfect. I mean, what is the process putting the music together and choosing the right sound that you want for your film?
Yeah. So again, there was. What's great about making a sequel is that you can tap into the music from the movies that has been preceding them and use it as a temp music when you do the score. So that's kind of like a luxury thing to do. And yes, we did use some of the original Newton Howard music's bites from the original, and I did. Because I do love some of those cues, and some of them are very Maleficent-y, and all of that we wanted to take, to the next level,
Right.
making the 2.0 version of the music as well.
Well, you did a great
Yeah.
job, and it's just beautiful.
Well, thank
I
you
love
so
it,
much.
my friend.